Hello Lazzy here, today I'm back with another shader video. Well, that was probably the scariest intro I'll ever make on this channel. But anyways, in today's video, I'm taking a step back from some really ultra shaders and I'm bringing you a bunch of different shaders what should work on lower end devices. All these shaders I did test on my iPad Air 1, which is a 1GB RAM. I believe so. I think it's only 1GB RAM on that device. So if you have 1GB RAM or under, then these shaders should all work for you. As I just said, I did test them out on my iPad and I had no lag whatsoever, and I do lag on that device on like really ultra shaders, so hopefully all of these shaders do work for you. All of the shader links will be in the description below to download, so do check them out. Might as well check out them all. I don't know what you like. Most are similar as they change a lot with the skies and stuff, but I'm starting out with this one because I believe this is the only shader which actually changes the water a little bit. So as you can see, I did a video on this one a little while back, so this is edge shaders and it is pretty sick, mainly because the water, I just really love the water in this shader. It's just so sick. Look at that. Oh, it's so epic. And if you actually look at it at a certain point, you also get the sun reflection. Where is it at? Where is it at? Here it is. As you can see here, we've got the sun reflection and it just looks really realistic. I really do like it, and this does not lag for me on my iPad Air 1, so that is always a positive right there. So it should work on lower end devices. Well, not too lower end device maybe because of the water, but it doesn't have much to do with the suns and clouds. That's probably why it doesn't lag so much, which is always pretty nice. I will also put some cinematic stuff briefly throughout, like between each shader, just so you can have a better look at them. I know this video may be a bit longer, but I am checking out 6 shaders what should all work on lower end devices. This shader is pretty sick as well, as it does implement the waving leaves and the waving trees and the waving tall grass as well, grass in general. It's just really sick. It's all pretty fleshed out shader. It has the shadows as well, which is always nice. So moving on, we do have IC shader. As you can tell, it is a bit different to the previous shader we did. There are a lot more clouds in the sky. I don't believe they move, but they look pretty sick. They look realistic, nice clouds right there. And the sun, if I can find it, there's the sun right there. So it is a bit more pixelated than the last shader's sun, but it's for lower devices, so it's not going to be like the most beautiful cloud, but I think there are some other shaders I will be showcasing. We do have some nice skies, but anyway, that is it for the skies right there. You'll see a lot of common things with these shaders is that the ones that don't really have any water effects on it, it makes the game not lag. So the lag pretty much comes from the water with these ultra shaders. So a lot of the ultra shaders do emphasize into the water, which do make it lag a bit more for devices. And there is also with like the clouds and the suns, if it's a bit more realistic, then it's obviously got to make your device lag a bit more. So these shaders are a bit more simplistic. So with a lot of these shaders I will be covering, there probably won't be too many commentaries about it because it's pretty much the same thing. There's a difference in the water, the skies, the trees and stuff, probably all wave. The shadows actually aren't too bad in this one. Ooh, nice shadows there, very nice shadows.
So take me higher, baby, let's go and hit the streets, let's go and hit the streets,
So moving on, we do have Pyro Shader. So this was actually the last shader video I did on my channel, so I shouldn't have to talk too much about it. This is the one with the shadows. So yeah, this is the one with the player shadows, and this actually does not lag on my original iPad Air, which is honestly really crazy. So if I actually go to the leaves in the trees, it does wave, like it waves perfectly fine on my iPad Air 1, but when I come to the bloody iPad Air 3, it's struggle town. Oh my god, look at that slow movement. Like seriously, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's not designed for high-end devices, but geez. So yeah, this is actually a very nice shader. It has some beautiful skies, nice sun details right there, and yeah, it does have the wavy effects, but it doesn't really do much with the water. It just has a bit of a wave into the water as well, but it doesn't like do anything to the top of the water, so that's probably why it can run on lower end devices. The player shadow is honestly my favorite part of this shader. Look at that. Ooh, so very sexy, so very nice indeed. Also, I really cannot be bothered switching between the hiding the hand and hiding the HUD, so I'm just going to keep them on hidden for the whole time throughout this video. Moving on to the next shader, which is Enhanced Vanilla Shader. So this shader really, I'm not going to do a cinematic for this one because it's a very simple shader. So as you can see, it does change the sun as well. There is no wavy effects on the trees or the plants. This shader pretty much adds a few shadows here and there, and also I think it changes the lighting with the torches and whatnot. So that is pretty much what all this shader does, and I don't know what's going on here, but look at these cows. I don't know if my device is just lagging, but these mobs are just really acting abnormal right now, seriously. So moving on, we do have simple shaders. So this shader is pretty much just like the one just before, but actually implements a bit of clouds to it. So as you can see, the clouds are moving, and the clouds are actually pretty sick. For a low-end shader, this is actually probably the best cloud you will get. There is no waving effects with the trees and the leaves, and the water is pretty much the same. So this shader pretty much just adds a bit of cloud to it. So the clouds, as you can see, there is a nice sun effect but when it's behind the clouds, that looks pretty sick. So yeah, this shader definitely worthy of a cinematic effect, and it's raining. Okay, so I guess when it rains, everything goes a bit darker. That's nice. So I really do like the clouds, and like look at that red tinge to the clouds as well. This was unpredicted rain here. I didn't even change it to rain effects, but luckily it did, because we got to see those lovely cloud effects. So moving on to the last shader I will be showcasing in this video. I know it has been a bit long, but I do appreciate those who stay throughout the whole video. So moving on to this shader, this is the Aquatics Shader. So this shader does implement a very nice sun. So I do like the sun rays coming off the sun. It makes it look a bit more realistic of a sun. It also does have the waving trees and the waving leaves on the it has the waving leaves, and it also has the waving tall grass and grass, which is always nice. The water doesn't change, so I guess that's why it makes it a lower end of our shader. This is probably my favorite sun out of them all. Look at that. Ooh, it's so realistic. Very nice indeed, and it does change like the shadows as well, which is always nice for a shader to have some shadows in the game. So that is pretty much it for this video of all the different shaders which should work on lower end devices. These aren't any ultra realistic shaders with ultimate reflections on the waters and all that stuff. This is just showing off all the different shaders what should work on lower devices. I know a lot of people may not be able to have a newer device on the I guess accessibility to be able to use ultra shaders, so all these shaders should work on lower end devices. If you did enjoy the video, it would really mean a lot to me if you could smash that like button. It means the world to me. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. I shall see you in the next one, and peace.